That's fine, that's fine. That won't do anything. I'm a little disappointed that all of their levels are 11. Brock was, like, cheating, you know? He was on, like, steroids. Like, what's up with this dude? How does he have such strong mons? I get that he's a gym leader, but jeez. Oh yeah, I wanted to also try and find... I don't know if there's the... is there an add-on or something that you can do for these Pokemon games that makes everyone have 6 Pokemon? Because it's kind of lame when you go up against a gym leader and they only have two Pokemon. It's like, come on. I always thought that it would be a cool idea if, like everyone's like, well, why don't they make a non-linear Pokemon game? Well, they totally could, right? Especially now with how many Pokemon they have. Like, you could even redo, let's say they redo Gen 1 again, right? And let's say you get to choose your spawn town or something, right? And depending on the order of gyms that you do, they have different teams, okay? You'd only have to design 8 teams per gym leader, which isn't that hard because it would basically be, let's say Brock, for example, right? Brock, Gen 1 Brock. Let's say that we only have Gen 1 Pokemon to work with, okay? So we're going off the assumption that we have to make 8 teams for him, and they have to all make sense for the level of the difficulty of where you are in the story, or blah, 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 right? Let's say he only has access to Gen 1 Pokemon. Well, what do we have in Gen 1 for Brock? Well, we have Aerodactyl. We have, what is that? Omnistar. We have, Kabutops, right? We have Rhyhorn, Rhydon. Are they ground or rock? I think they're rock, right? They have to be. He looks like a rock. You have Geodude, Graveler, Golem. You have oh yeah, I guess Kabuto and Omanite, right? Onyx. Then you have I guess that's it, right? But that's a pretty massive selection of Pokemon. Now let's add in the other generations to that, right? So let's say we keep him having only Gen 1 Pokemon, but we give him evolutions from Gen 1 also, okay? I should have gone back and healed while I was talking about this, but I got distracted by the conversation. So now we're in this fight now. But let's say we go back in time, and we give... this shouldn't be too bad, right? You should be able to take a hit from him. We go back in time, and we give him Steelix now, right? As an option. So that's one more. That's +1. What else? Let's just keep him at that. Keep him at that. Okay. So if you run into him, round 1, he always has to have Onyx or Steelix. That's the thing. He has to have one of those two at all times, no matter what, because that's his main, right? It's his main boy. So you could do Geodude and Onyx if you run into him Gym 1. Then let's say you go to him for Gym 2. Well, he can now have Onyx, Geodude, and Kabutops. Or not Kabutops, Kabuto, right? Then you go for him for Gym 3. He could have Geodude, Onyx, Kabuto, and Omanite, right? Okay, we're getting a pretty big selection here. This is getting pretty good, right? So then, let's say Gym 4, you go to him. He now has Onyx, Graveler, Kabuto, Omanite, and let's say Rhyhorn. Okay? You go to him for Gym... We just did 4, 5. Gym 5. Onyx, Graveler, Kabuto, Almanite, Rhyhorn, Aerodactyl. Okay? That doesn't sound too bad, right? Then That was what gym did we just do? I think we just did gym 5, gym 6. But gym 6 would pretty much be like, okay, so he gym 6, he has all the same Pokemon, the same 6 Pokemon, but now he's evolved whichever fossil you didn't choose or something. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. That's just because they like to do that now. They like to do the whole, well, you didn't choose this, so now it does this, right? So let's say we do that. Then gym 7, if you get to him for gym 7, he just has both fossils evolved, okay? Easy. Okay, so now gym 8. In gym 8, I feel like gym 8 should be harder than it is in Pokemon games. In Pokemon games, gym 8 is pretty easy in most cases. Black and White, not so much. Black and White's a pretty good gym. But I think it should be harder. And that's just me, because I don't know. Whenever I mod games, whenever I hack games, I like to do it in a way that it makes it a lot harder for me to play the game. Like, for example, instead of most people, right? Or I shouldn't say most. A lot of people hack their games to give themselves aimbot in multiplayer, or they hack single-player games to give them a cool new weapon that's like a nuke, right? I like to hack games and add in, or not hack games, I like to mod games and put in like in Skyrim, for example, right? I like to put in new types of dragons to be able to fight. I like to make it so that the level cap, I like to remove the level cap on monsters. And add more dynamic difficulty, I guess. Which, to each their own. Whatever. So Gym 8, in my perfect world, Gym 8, right, would be Steelix, Kabutops, Omnistar, Rhydon, Golem, and Aerodactyl. Because I think that would be super awesome. Did I say 7 Pokemon? In my head, I'm counting 7. Let me recount. Steelix, Golem, Omnistar, Kabutops, Rhydon. Okay, no. Wait, Rhyperior. There's Rhyperior too, dude. Oh, dude, that would be such a cool, you get to the 8th gym and Brock pulls out freaking Rhyperior? Are you kidding? That would be so cool. But instead, what we get when they try to do quote-unquote non-linear, right, is, okay, so you can go to Sabrina, or you can go to, what is his name, Koga? You can go to one of these two, but if you go to either of them, they're going to be low level because we had to make them so that you could choose either of them. What? Dude, what? Also, what happened to difficulty settings in Pokemon games? In Black and White, they introduced hard mode. And yes, it was a pain to get access to hard mode. But it was so good. Hard mode was so good. The AI was better. The levels were higher. Everything about that game was just cool. And then they didn't bring it back. They just left hard mode in that game, and they just left it there. And they probably left it there because they were like, well, we didn't see many people use it. Well, you locked it behind the hardest thing to freaking work around. You have to have a friend who has the opposite game, and then you have to do all this, weird menu stuff. No one wants to do menu stuff. They just want to select hard. Stop making people work harder to get to play the game. It just doesn't make sense. And so I'm like, man, those Diamond and Pearl remakes, I don't like the art style at all, dude. I don't know if they were going for a Link's Awakening style of art, but it somehow, in Link's Awakening, all I think about when I play that game is, what am I thinking of? Rudolph. I think of Rudolph when I play that game. But then, when I look at the art style for Pokemon. Gosh, what are they even called? The Diamond and Pearl remakes. I don't know what they're called. They have long names because they have to have long names because they felt like giving them long names. But I don't know, dude. I just don't think of something endearing anymore. I just think of like cutting corners. Like, yeah, you can say that they cut corners for Link's Awakening, but no, you really can't. Because look at that game. It looks like they spent time on it to get that art style. You know what I mean? And then I'm really not that excited for Arceus either. Pokemon Arceus game or whatever it's called. Because it just looks like a watered down version of like, they're like, oh, we know you guys have wanted this for a while, so we're gonna give you a little bit of a taste. It's not actually gonna be a full game because we don't do full spin-off games anymore. And I got a Psyduck as my encounter. Another, we already have both of his typings covered in our team. That is very unfortunate. We're gonna get this capture. Then we're gonna get our cave capture. I don't really know how to get this capture. Oh, we can Sweet Kiss him. No, Sweet Kiss. Or Lovely Kiss. But I don't know, dude. Pokemon Sword and Shield kind of was... I don't know. It might have been the last straw for me on new Pokemon games. I mean, I already thought that, I say that. I say that, and I say that again and again, time and time again. Pretty much every year. I'm like, gosh dang, I really didn't like X and Y. Gosh dang, the freaking Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire remakes weren't as good as I thought they would be. Oh my gosh, Sun and Moon really was trash. Oh my gosh, I also didn't like... gosh, what was that one called? Ultra Sun and Moon. Yikes. I mean, it was better than Sun and Moon, for sure. But also, ugh. What are we gonna name you? We'll name you Mob. Mob Psycho. Okay. But I don't know, dude. I feel like, and maybe I'll get a little bit of hate for this, because it's not the most popular opinion in the Pokemon community, but Let's Go is really good. I really, really, really liked Let's Go. I played it to where, I played it co-op, and maybe that's why I liked it a lot. I liked co-op a lot. But I played it co-op with my brother, and we both decided, okay, each of us only get 3 Pokemon, right? And we can both only catch 1 Pokemon per route, right? So we just did Nuzlocke rules, right? And we did the Nuzlocke rules of like, okay, if a Pokemon dies, they're dead. Only 1 Pokemon per route. And it was such a good game. It was so fun. Man, I really enjoyed that. The catching, the way that you had to catch, not a huge fan of. The fact that I have to use a Joy-Con, I hate Joy-Cons so much. Joy-Cons are the worst, especially because of Joy-Con drift. Joy-Con drift is the absolute worst thing in the world. I caught the Togepi and I didn't even realize I caught the Togepi. We're gonna name it Ace because I want it to be named Ace and no other reason. But man, Joy-Cons, dude. And they say drift doesn't happen? Are you kidding? Drift happens constantly on those things. Ugh. You know what? Okay, we're gonna we're gonna end this episode here, and I will continue talking about the Nintendo Switch in the next episode. I already healed. Our team's looking pretty good. Oh! Oh! Wait, before we move on. Never mind, it's not that important. I will see you in the next episode, and I will probably level up all of these new Pokemon. We'll level up these 3, or these 2, and we'll only level them to probably 15, honestly. I don't think we need to go higher than 15. But I'll see you again in the next one. Goodbye.